توی دنیا مفاهیمی هستن که محاله به گوشتون بخوره اما فکرتون رو درگیر نکنه. مفاهیمی که باعث میشن سوالای زیادی توی ذهنتون شکل بگیره. خصوصا این که این مفاهیم مربوط به روابط جنسی باشه که معمولا کمتر در موردش میشنویم و افراد دوست ندارن در موردش صحبت کنن. تو این ویدیو قرار مصاحبه با زوجی رو ببینیم که در اون مرد به تماشای روابط جنسی همسرش با مردای دیگه میشینه و میخوایم مثل سایر ویدیوهای کانال با بررسی رفتار و جزئیات و تحلیل روان اونا سعی کنیم تا درک کنیم که چرا به همچین رابطه ای رو آوردن و این که زندگیشون چطور میگذره.
All right, Sarah and Dakota. Sarah and Dakota, where are you guys from originally? Sarah, you're from where?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis. And Dakota, you grew up where?
Oklahoma.
How would you describe your childhood, Sarah?
Pretty good for the most part. My parents were always together, but my dad struggled with drugs. And when I was 5 or 6, my grandfather molested me, which drove my dad into drugs, which it was rocky a little bit. My mom was an amazing person and she kept everything together. It's pretty cool.
سارا تا اینجا به چند نکته اشاره کرد که هر کدومشون به تنهایی میتونه دارای اهمیت باشه و قابل بررسیه. اون گفت که توی 5-6 سالگی مورد آزار پدر بزرگش قرار گرفته. توی کانال بارها در مورد تجاوز تو سنین کودکی و عواقب احتمالی اون صحبت شده و اعضای کانال احتمالاً بهتر از من میتونن اونا رو نام ببرن. اما برای دوستایی که اولین بار به این کانال سر میزنن به عوارض احتمالی تجاوز به شکل تیتروار اشاره میکنن. اولین مشکلی که در پی آزار جنسی و تجاوز تو دوران کودکی به وجود میاد مشکلات اضطرابیه. بی تردید این تروما و تجربه وحشتناک حتما اضطراب رو در پی خودش خواهد داشت. مشکل بعدی احساس بی‌ارزشی و کاهش عزت نفسه. چنین شخصی از درون احساس میکنه که شایسته محبت و احترام نیست. مورد سوم احساس شرم و گناهه. این احساس از مهمترین احساساتی است که در پی تجاوز به سراغ فرد میاد که تو افراد مختلف متفاوته و در بیشتر موارد میتونه با خودش افسردگی و انزوا رو هم در پی داشته باشه. و در آخر یکی از پیامدهای فرعی اما مهم تجاوز دست زدن به رفتارهای پرخطر و خودتخریبی هست، مثل رو آوردن به الکل و مخدر، روابط جنسی پرخطر، خودزنی و یا حتی خودکشی.
You finished high school?
Technically, no. I made it all the way to senior year, and then I turned 18 and dropped out, and then went to summer school, and then I moved away to Oklahoma and quit. And then when I came back to Memphis, he helped me get my GED, and I got my GED.
Dakota helped you?
Yes. Well, he pushed me to get it.
Got it. What kind of kid were you like in your high school years as a teenager?
Very shy, withdrawn, bookworm, teacher's pet. Really good at science, reading, and all that good stuff. Sucked at math. But I was a very quiet kid, good kid, kept my head down.
And Dakota, what was your childhood like?
My mom had me when she was 15.
در مورد داکوتا تو نگاه اول ما یه پسر جوان آروم با تون صدای پایین رو میبینیم که کلماتو خیلی به اصطلاح زیر لبی ادا میکنه که بیانگر عدم اطمینان و اعتماد به نفس ضعیف اونه. همونطور که میبینیم اون با یه دست مچ دست دیگه‌شو نگه داشته که اینجا بیانگر کنترل احساسات و نوعی سلف سوتینگ یا خود آرامش بخشی است. در کل مهار مچ یه دست با دست دیگه میتونه بیانگر چند عامل باشه که به اونا به شکل مختصر اشاره میکنم. مورد اول کنترل احساسات. این که فرد توی شرایطی قرار داره و قصد داره احساساتش رو تو اون شرایط کنترل کنه. مورد بعد میتونه بیانگر اضطراب و استرس باشه، به خصوص زمانی که انگشتا محکم دور مچ دست پیچیده شده باشن. و عامل دیگه این که فرد تو شرایطی قرار داره که نیاز به حمایت روانی و محافظت از خودش داره و با این کار کمی به خودش آرامش میده. و مورد آخر که خیلی جدا از مورد اول نیست، برای مهار عصبانیت. اما برگردیم به صحبت‌های داکوتا.
And she originally didn't want me and tried having an abortion. And when that didn't work, she gave me it for adoption when I was 11 minutes old. And my step-grandmother and grandfather, my grandfather, he was a truck driver and rode motorcycles and stuff his whole life, was kind of a manly man. And all he had was daughters and never got to raise a son. And so he took the opportunity to raise a son, and him and my grandmother adopted me. And we were broken poor for the most part. We kind of came up for different, me and her on different spectrums.
اون گفت که بچه ناخواسته بوده و حتی سعی داشتن تا اونا سقطش کنن. هیچ وقت بچه در صورت تولد تو چنین شرایطی نباید از این موضوع مطلع بشه. واقعا عواقب مخربی داره. حتی اگه به شوخی مطرح بشه بازم تأثیرات منفی و بدی از خودش به جا میذاره که به شکل خلاصه به اونا اشاره میکنن. کسی که بفهمه تولدش ناخواسته بوده و پدر مادرش دوست نداشتن تا اون به دنیا بیاد، اولین و مهمترین تأثیر منفی روی روانش اینه که احساس بی ارزش بودن میکنه. احساس میکنه که وجودش بی اهمیت و یه موجود اضافیه، حتی اگه به زبون نیاره. و کسی که احساس بی ارزش بودن میکنه بدون شک عزت نفس پایینی خواهد داشت. شاید الان بهتر بشه زبان بدن داکوتا رو وقتی سعی میکرد تا بدنشو بزرگتر جلوه بده بفهمیم. مورد بعدی احساس طرد شدگی و رها شدگیه. این مورد تقریبا روشن و نیاز به توضیح نداره. وقتی والدینت نخواند، به اشتباه این احساس درونت به وجود میاد که جامعه هم تو رو نمیخواد. و اما افسردگی و اضطراب، خشم و سرخوردگی و بحران هویت تأثیرات منفی دیگه‌ایه که تو درجات بعدی توی فرد به وجود میاد. اما نکته مهمی که لازمه تا بهش اشاره کنم اینه که وقتی فرد احساس بی‌ارزش بودن کنه، وقتی درگیر افسردگی و اضطراب باشه، وقتی درونش پر از خشم و سرخوردگی باشه، همه چیز برای رفتارهای خود تخریبی و خطرناک مهیاست.
And
You grew up wealthy, Sarah?
Upper middle class. My dad was a pretty good airplane mechanic at FedEx for a while until his downfall, and he got kicked out because he failed a drug test.
Oh, I see. So, Dakota, you graduated high school?
no.
No?
No, actually, it was me and my grandma and grandfather, and my grandfather got cancer when I was younger and passed away when I was 14. And so it was me and my grandma, and I started working part-time. And so I was going to school like 3 or 4 days a week and working the rest. And I was working for $20 an hour building a fence on a farm, and off the table and everything. And I just got to thinking as a young guy that if I worked, 5 or 6 days a week and didn't go to school, that I'd make a lot more money. And so I quit school at 8th grade and started working full time.
How was your childhood with your grandparents?
It was good. It wasn't bad. My grandma was the most loving person in the world.
She was.
Our entire town called her grandma, and she basically raised every child that she came across or tried to.
Oh, that's great.
And she was a loving person. And my grandpa, he was just, like I said, a man's man. Didn't really take anything, or didn't back talk to him or anything like that. But I wasn't really beaten or anything like that. I just knew not to get loud or not to say anything wrong, or just be respectful, basically.
Mm-hmm.
He was, a former Marine, truck driver, biker, just kind of a no-nonsense guy that you just showed respect to.
And you and Sarah met how?
Off of, at the time, it was My Yearbook as an online site, and it was intended for like people to stay in contact after they quit school. And we just started. I was in Oklahoma, and I got back in contact when at 17 with my real mother, and then moved to West Memphis to move in with her to try to have a relationship with her. And then I met her when I was just online talking to girls.
And you guys have been together how long?
12 years.
12 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like you're married.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
We just said we weren't supposed to get married.
So we've been together 12 years, been living together at least 11.
No kids?
No.
No kids. And how old are you guys?
I'm 29.
I'm 30.
So you guys have an interesting aspect to your relationship.
Most would say yes.
How did this come about? It's called cuckolding.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how that came about. Was your relationship always this way, or did it develop?
Not always. It didn't start out that way, but it developed that way.
How did that come about?
Well, do you want me to tell you how we started? Or?
Yeah, tell me. You started out as a vanilla relationship?
No, not at all.
رابطه وانیلی تو اصطلاح آمریکایی به رابطه جنسی سنتی اشاره داره که هدفش لذت و رضایت دو طرف است، به دور از هر گونه فانتزیای خشن و عجیب غریب.
We were never vanilla. We started out actually in the BDSM. I was really into the BDSM and like slavery and sub stuff and all of that fun stuff. And so we started out as he was my master. Like we went that we were that level.
BDSM یه نوع رابطه جنسی و احساسیه که شامل سلطه و تسلیم، تنبیه و لذت و یه سری بازیای کنترل شده است. یکی از افراد نقش مسلط رو به عهده میگیره و دیگری نقش مطیع و رابطه رو معمولا نقش مسلط جلو میبره و شخص مطیع موظف از دستورات تبعیت کنه. تو یه جمله اگه بخوام بگم، BDSM به رفتارها و فانتزیای جنسی اشاره داره که شامل بازیای قدرت، کنترل، درد و لذت میشه. صحبت سر این که آیا این رابطه یه اختلال یا خیر و یا این که آیا شخصیت‌های خاصی با اختلال‌های خاص سراغ این رابطه میرن زیاده و خودش موضوع یه ویدیوی جداگونه میتونه باشه. چیزی که تو این بخش لازمه تا در موردش صحبت بشه اینه که اکثر افراد به خاطر ماجراجویی جنسی، تجربه هیجان بیشتر تو رابطه جنسی و ایجاد تنوع به سراغ این نوع رابطه میرن. اما بعضی از روانشناسا مثل دونالد وینیکات، مثل ژاک لاکان، مثل فروید معتقدن که گرایش به این نوع رابطه میتونه به تجربیات دوران کودکی و نوجوانی فرد مرتبط باشه. مثلا فردی که تو گذشته شدیداً تحت کنترل بوده یا با مفاهیم قدرت و سلطه آشناست، ممکنه این الگوها رو تو روابط BDSM دوباره تجربه کنه. حالا یا برای تکرار الگوها یا برای جبران اونا. حالا با دونستن این تعریف به ادامه مصاحبه برمیگردیم تا تشخیص بدیم که ریشه گرایش سارا و داکوتا به BDSM چی میتونسته باشه.
Started out actually in the BDSM. I was really into the BDSM and like slavery and sub stuff and all of that fun stuff. And so we started out as he was my master. Like we went that we were that level. And my mom found out because she looked through my phone because she was very nosy, even though I was 18 at the time. She was one of those very controlling moms at the time. And she freaked out because she saw me calling him master. And she's like, y'all can't be together anymore. No, you're never going to be together. So at 18, I left and moved into Oklahoma where we did that for a while. And then we got invited from one of his master friends to a big swingers party.
سوینگرز پارتی مهمونی هست که توش شریک جنسیشون رو با هم عوض میکنن.
And it was a lot of fun. So then we just started doing swinging. And then when we moved back to Tennessee, it was just easier to do the swinging. And because there was a bigger swingers community here than there was in Oklahoma.
So it developed into something different than Dakota being your master.
Yes. Slowly we stopped the swinging and then started doing like threesomes and all of that stuff. And then it turned into me pretty much telling him I'm sleeping with whomever I want and you're just going to sit in the corner and watch.
So you became the master kind of.
I did. I am.
And Dakota, how does that sit with you?
I like it. I enjoy it.
You enjoy it?
Mm-hmm.
So what does this look like? I mean, Sarah will bring home men, or tell me what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she'll bring home guys, or we'll go meet guys at like hotel rooms or stuff. But normally she just brings them home.
Yep. I like the comfort of my own home.
These are just random guys you'll meet?
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a black-only preference, so all of them are black, but yes. And I've made them on websites, or I've given my number out to people and random and just invited them over, like a guy through a drive-through. I thought he was cute, so I gave him my number and he showed up that night.
And this happens how often?
I try to do it at least once or twice a week, but work, it's really hard.
You guys are both working?
Yes, we work full-time.
Yeah.
But
And you-
I do it every opportunity I can when I get free time.
Twice the past week.
Yeah, twice so far.
And Dakota, you'll sit in the room and watch?
To watch and record and stuff like that.
Really?
Or whatever the guys want me, if they want me to do stuff.
So what is your experience of this? Is it humiliating? Is it tantalizing? Is it exciting? What is it?
It is humiliating, but it's also sexy to watch a guy basically perform better than I can. It's almost like watching porn.
Do you think porn is what kind of led you into this?
Not really.
Being a voyeur? No?
Not really. So I think it went from us doing like threesomes and swinging into us both realizing that it was more fun if I was just watching and she was playing with the guys.
And you'll pick up different guys each time?
Well, I've got my regulars that I like. But yeah, I cycle through guys sometimes. Unless I find a regular that I really, really like, and then I'll play with him quite a bit.
But you're more closely bonded with Dakota than all these other guys, I assume, right?
Oh, yes. Most definitely.
You're not going to leave Dakota for somebody you...
Never. I will laugh at them and tell them, no, sorry. Not going to happen. You're going to take me, and then he's going to be there whether you like it or not.
And you have a sex life that continues with Dakota?
No.
So you guys don't have sex?
No.
Not in the traditional sense.
No, not in the traditional sense at all.
Oh, really? So, in Dakota, do you have sex of any sort with anyone?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Mm-mm.
Where do you see this progressing? This is an unusual relationship, I would say.
I guess I have become possessive. It's mine. He's mine. I control what he does when it comes to sex and all that
Is that
stuff.
your personality, to be so dominant, be the boss?
No, it didn't used to be. It's because of him. I used to be very shy and not confident at all. He's given me a lot of confidence over the years.
And she's submissive to the other guys as well.
Oh, yeah, I am submissive to my partners, but dominant to him.
It's interesting. So, Dakota, you enjoy being the sub, as they call it?
Yeah. It's quite a bit of fun. It's because my whole life in jobs and everything, I've always been in power, or like the supervisor or something. And it's nice for somebody else to have the power and me not to have to worry about everything that's going to happen. I can just kind of go with it.
Oh, so outside of your home life, you're the boss typically at work.
Yeah. Yeah, we own our own business, so I'm the boss of our little company.
But at home, she's the boss.
Yes.
And you used to be the boss, right?
Yep.
Yeah. How is it different now for you?
Well, she controls every aspect basically now and has the same control that I had. And I just pretty much ask permission before I really do anything.
Have you ever had like interactions with guys that just went bad, or are they always pretty much what you have planned?
What do you mean by
I mean, like,
bad?
does a guy ever have expectations that, like, why is there a guy in the room or anything like that?
No. Well, if I have guys like that, I'll normally just have him like sit outside the door and watch. That way he's still watching and everything, but the guy can be like, I'm not being watched. I can't really see, but he's just outside the door.
And is this arousing for you, Dakota?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yep. Yeah. Because I know they're more physically fit, or they're bigger or stuff like that. They can perform better basically, I guess.
خب جواب خیلی از سوالا اینجا پیدا شد. دلیل عزت نفس پایین داکوتا اینه که اون از سایز آلت تناسلی خودش راضی نیست. برای ما این سایز مشخص نیست، اما چیزی که الان مهمه اینه که خودش احساس میکنه سایزی که داره برای خوشحال کردن شریکش که هیچ، بلکه برای ارضای هیچ دختری کافی نیست و این تأثیر فوق‌العاده بدی روی روانه مرد داره. خیلی بد. در ادامه به شکل خلاصه به اونا اشاره میکنم. مهمترین پیامد داشتن آلت تناسلی کوچیک اینه که مرد به لحاظ مردونگی خودشو زیر سوال میبره. در واقع هویت خودشو زیر سوال میبره. خودشو یه انسان بیکفایت میدونه که این باعث میشه لحظه به لحظه و ساعت به ساعت عزت نفسش پایین و پایین تر بیاد. چنین شخصی توی عملکرد جنسی با هر دختری دچار اضطراب شدید میشه، به حدی که بعضا ممکنه قید یه رابطه رو بزنه و از برقراری رابطه تفره بره. و در نهایت با وجود چنین احساساتی فرد احساس بی‌ارزشی و ناامیدی میکنه و در نهایت ممکنه فرد دچار افسردگی بشه. اما در مورد داکوتا، اون یا به دلیل ناتوانی در ارضا کردن سارا و یا برای فرار از همین اضطرابی که گفتیم راضی شده تا سارا با مردای دیگه بخوابه.
In the physical aspect.
Yeah. So Sarah, all the partners you bring in, the African American men, how do they compare to Dakota as a sexual partner?
You want me to answer? Or?
Yeah, you can answer.
They're just a lot bigger than I am, honestly. Like several times bigger.
The black men are much more well endowed than you are.
Yeah, they're much bigger than I am. And it's just an aspect of she seems to have more fun with them. She's louder. She seems to enjoy it more.
I was like, there's a reason I like doing it in my bedroom and not in hotel rooms. Doing it in the comfort of my own home and not in a hotel room where there's walls on either side.
It's interesting because obviously Dakota has evolved to a point where your happiness is more important than his pride.
Yes. A lot of men won't do that, and that's probably half the problem.
99.9% of men won't do that.
That's a lot of problems with the world. Men need to be a little bit more humble and listen to their women.
In Dakota, you're not feeling. I mean, there's humiliation. You mentioned that.
Yeah, there's humiliation, and I guess in some aspects it kind of makes me feel like less of a man sometimes. But in all honesty, it doesn't bother me that bad at all, because it's what she wants, and she's happier.
Once you open your mind, it makes you more of a man. Yeah. Actually, like you're a great partner to her. She's free to do whatever she wants. Her happiness is more important to you than your pride.
Yeah, and I get away with a lot of stuff that most people or guys wouldn't get away with, like buying motorcycles or buying stupid cars or spending money on stupid guns and cars and stupid stuff like that.
A happy wife goes a long way.
If you make your woman happy, you get so many more things.
تو ویدیوی مصاحبه قواد و خانم رئیس گفتیم که کودک تو سنین کودکی و نوجوانی و در روند رشد از والدین خودش الگو برداری میکنه. پسرها بیشتر پدرشون رو الگوی خودشون قرار میدن و برعکس دخترها بیشتر مادرشونو. میدونیم که تنها مرد زندگی داکوتا پدر بزرگش بوده که اونم اهل موتور سواری و اینجور چیزا بوده و داکوتا تو ابتدای ویدیو این رفتارای پدر بزرگش رو به عنوان الگوی زندگی مردونه عنوان کرد. پس میبینیم که داکوتا برای جبران مردونگی از دست رفتش تو روابط جنسیش به موتور سواری و خرید تفنگ و اینجور چیزا رو آورده. و اینکه دقیقاً بعد از این صحبت که مجری میگه که تو از غرورت برای سارا گذشتی و اجازه دادی که با مردای دیگه بخوابه، اون میگه در عوض تمام وقتمو صرف موتور خریدن و این چیزا میکنم. اون میخواد با یادآوری این کارش در واقع دست کم از بخشی از مردونگیش دفاع کنه.
And meeting African American men is not a problem for you? You just do it online, or how do you do it?
Mostly online, but sometimes I do it in person. That's what this whole tattoo means. It's supposed to symbolize I'm exclusive to black guys. It's a Queen of Spades. And what it means is that I am only exclusive to black guys. It's pretty much a, hey, I want to fuck you, or I want to have sex with you. Come, all you got to do is come and ask, and I will be more than willing to.
And that's what that tattoo
Yes, that's what that tattoo means.
Means, really?
Yes. I have it on my chest so everybody can see it.
I would almost say that, like, even if we're together in public and a guy sees it, it's almost like a permission.
Yeah, it's like permission. It's like, come say hi.
Like you have permission to talk to her, flirt with her, stuff like that, in a way.
Are you guys thinking of having kids?
We've tried having kids since year 5 of this 12-year relationship. But over the years of just not using protection, all safely, mind you, I just realized that I just wouldn't get pregnant. And we've even tried like doing the whole planning stuff and having intercourse and stuff like that when you're ovulating, and just never happened. Never even had a scare. Not a once in our entire 12 years.
Are you using condoms with all your partners?
No.
No.
I don't.
And you're not worried about getting pregnant?
No, I'm not.
It seems like you're not going to get...
We'd like to.
I would like to, but just never been able to.
Would you be okay if it was one of your other partners rather than Dakota?
That's what we've tried to.
Oh, that's what you're aiming for.
Yes, it is. If I have kids, I want it to be mixed.
Will you tell the father?
If I know who the father is. Yeah. Okay.
We did what we horribly called a breeding party, and did like a gangbang where we checked all the guys, had papers and everything for like, tests and everything. But the whole point of it was to have, like 6 or 7 guys come over and all of them attempt to get her pregnant.
Increase the chances pretty much.
She was ovulating.
And it never worked.
Yeah, I guess if you don't get pregnant after that, it don't really. And we've done the tests and everything. They all came back that she can get pregnant. So we haven't went and got the more extensive tests and stuff like that. But
it costs a lot.
All the initial testing all came back perfect. But
it is what it is. Yeah. We're happy.
At this point, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. It's not something we're going to try or not try for, I guess.
Right. I would assume that this kind of relationship requires really great communication and trust.
Oh, yes.
Between the two of you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you feel closer since this started, the relationship changed?
I don't think so. I think
we've always been. I don't feel any different.
And after you have an interaction with some guy you met who comes by and just does his business and leaves,
mm-hmm.
you guys will talk about it afterwards, or you'll...
Yeah. He helps clean up, does all that fun stuff. Then we just pretty much, like, it's puppy dog. We cuddle, watch movies, play games. Just we're in a really good mood.
Shower and go back to
shower and go back to hanging out.
Or whatever's we got going on.
And it's a normal, other than the other sexual partners, it's a fairly normal relationship, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, yeah. People would think it's weird that sometimes I'll have him just like wearing panties and stuff around the house, or I've gotten lots of people who've been like, you're cheating on him, you don't really love him, and all this. And it's just like, you just don't understand.
you think that's it? Just people just are too close-minded?
Yeah.
In the past, when I would talk to girls, it would always turn to this weird aspect of, we're going to save you from her and show you how a woman should treat you and all this.
I'm an abusive, horrible person.
You're not interested.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You're faithful to Sarah.
Yep.
Even though she's unfaithful to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
My grandmother, who's now passed away, used to tell everybody that she's the only reason I'm still alive. Because I was into a bunch of like dealing drugs and hanging out with the wrong people, getting in trouble, when I was 16, 17, 18. And then I met her and I quit drinking, quit smoking, quit doing everything basically. And just went straight edge to be with her. And then changed my life for the better to be with her. And
you didn't have a license until he got with me.
Yeah.
So Sarah, do you think there was something in your upbringing, your childhood, that made this, work for you, or give you this desire to have all these multiple partners and do it, outside of your relationship with your main partner?
I don't think when it comes to the swinging and stuff, but the more like darker, like the more sadistic and that kind of BDSM stuff, I would attribute to what happened when I was younger.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what else. Like when I remember when I was younger, I was like, this isn't normal. So I guess that's the only thing that really stands out to me that could change or sway my opinions on what I
don't know
like.
if you can even imagine it, but do you think if the sexual abuse had not happened, that maybe this kind of relationship wouldn't be existing in your life?
Maybe. Or it wouldn't be to the extreme that it is now. But I'm happy with the way it is.
You guys are happy, and you're happy. You're happy with your relationship.
Oh, very.
You seem to be. Yeah. And Dakota, do you see yourself becoming more active sexually, or do you long for that, or do you just no longer have an appetite for it, the desire?
I'm not sure, honestly, because it's still going down, basically. Because it was a lot, and then it's kind of just dwindled down to not really anything.
And you're still a young man, so you should have
30.
a strong sex drive.
Yeah.
But you have none at all?
I do, but I
No,
just,
it's not to say he doesn't do anything sexual. He just doesn't have intercourse. I don't allow him to do that. Like, he's still, like, I'll make him edge and do all that stuff, but he just doesn't intercourse, and no other females. Like, I'm very possessive. He's mine.
Oh, so he's not allowed to have other partners?
Not unless I specifically say so when I'm there.
But he's made to watch you have all the kind of partners you want?
Yes.
You feel like that's fair?
in a normal relationship, probably not.
Yeah, so in a normal relationship, no, but in my relationship, yes, because it's my relationship and I'm in charge, and it's what I want to do.
And Dakota's cool with that?
I still talk to other girls, like text message and stuff like that, but I don't do anything with them. And that's just as fun for me. I enjoy it. Like the communication and the talking and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys learn from this lifestyle that you've gotten into? Do you have any insights into relationships and love, and because you guys seem very committed to each other?
Oh yeah, always be open, try new things, talk about stuff. Like, if something's bothering you or you want to try something, don't be afraid to talk to your partner about it.
And if you are afraid to talk to him, you might not should be.
Yeah, if you are afraid to talk to him about it, then you should probably rethink your relationship
For
and your
somebody you
commitment.
can't talk to about it.
Do you guys tell each other everything?
Yes.
There's no secrets. There's nothing that you're...
No.
Yeah.
If we want to try something, we try it, even if it's the most weird thing ever.
Like the...
I remember having a dream when we first got together about him peeing on me in the shower. And I was like, it turned me on to my dream and it sounded like a lot of fun. So it was like, I felt comfortable enough to go to him and be like, hey, I want to try this. It sounds like fun. And then we tried it and I realized, yeah, I like some aspects of it, but others not so much. And we just learned.
All right. Sarah and Dakota, thank you so much for sharing your stories.
Thank you.
Thank you
Very
for letting us.
Thank you.
خب با بررسی روند رابطه سارا و داکوتا میبینیم که اونا با رابطه BDSM و به عهده گرفتن نقش ارباب و برده شروع کردن. بعد از ازدواجشون اتفاقی به یه سوینگرز پارتی دعوت شدن و اونجا بود که احتمالاً داکوتا با مردای دیگه مورد مقایسه قرار گرفت و البته احتمالاً خودش هم متوجه شد که توی رابطه خیلی خوب نیست. بعد از اون بود که رو به رابطه 3 نفری با حضور یه مرد غریبه آوردن و در نهایت داکوتا کلاً کنار کشید و رابطه رو به دست مردای دیگه سپرد. در انتها وظیفه خودم میدونم که به یه نکته اشاره کنم. به اشتراک گذاشتن یه زن بین چند تا مرد خلاف تکامل زیستی انسانه. یه سری قصه ها مثل این که داکوتا یه مرد اوپن ماینده، هر کسی کنترل بدن خودشو داره و این دست جمله ها همه برای توجیه یه رفتار مردوده.